welcome to the Sideboard here at the StarCityGames.com Standard Open in Columbus, brought to you by Ultimate Guard. I'm Nick Miller alongside Christopher Juliano for a player interview. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Pretty good. Christopher Juliano is a name people see on the top 16 leaderboard, slowly climbing. You know, started out, you kind of jumped out on the scene at the Las Vegas Invitational, Season 4 last year, where you had a top 4.
Yes.
Since then, you rattled off another top 8 in the Baltimore Open that Jim Davis won.
Yep.
And now, you know, you're a name here on the leaderboard. You're coming to every Open. Tell the people at home who Christopher Juliano is.
I'm a Magic player out of New York. I live in a little town called Poquag. The population of cows is probably greater than people.
Good times.
Yeah, but there's a couple stores in the area that I could travel to within like 20-something minutes. I love playing Magic. I started playing in college and got into like competitive Magic at that time. Traveled to a couple Grand Prix here or there, but nothing like really big. And when I finally queued for a couple invitationals, I decided to travel out to Vegas, and that was it was a good weekend to say the least.
Vegas is a great city, and for an invitational, you come out there. You have a big splash, you make top 4, you're playing Red Black Dragons, you're playing Jund Modern.
Yeah.
You know, one pretty stock deck, but one deck that's kind of off the radar.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. The Red Black Dragons deck was a brew of mine. There was another guy who showed up at the tournament who also had like a similar version, but it was more of like a mid-range deck. I played like an aggro Black Red Dragons deck with like 1-drops, 2-drop, 3-drop, it goes all the way up, and you know, beat him down early and then go over the top with Dragon Lord Culligan. It was fun. It was really sweet. Format was weak to flying, so.
How was that as kind of your first big success there, that event?
Nerve-wracking, but it was really cool. It was a really cool experience. Getting up into like the top tables of a big tournament and like staying there it's really eye-opening. It was an awesome experience.
Did that kind of push you towards going to the Opens this year?
Oh, absolutely. Like having a little bit more, like having some more funds in order to travel, like really helped. And plus, like being like, oh, maybe this is something I'd like to do in the long term. It was like, you know what? I give it a shot and see how you do, and if it doesn't go out so well, then maybe I'll just tone it back a bit. But
sure.
Yeah, I mean, I've been doing all right. So
since then, you've been trucking along, playing a lot of Opens. What kind of Magic do you like to play? What's your style?
Well, my favorite format is Modern. I Jund people, like so. Almost all the time, you'll see me playing some mid-range decks with like value creatures and spells. In Standard, I also kind of like to play those things, but I kind of stick to aggro decks a lot of the time.
Yeah, played a lot of Humans variants in this Standard format.
Yes. I've played almost every version of Humans. Bant Humans, Green-White Humans, Blue-White Humans, Mono-White Humans, like Red-White Humans. I played them all. Yeah.
All right.
So.
Well, this weekend, Eldritch Moon is here.
Yeah.
You did not have a lot of time to test. You say you work for a landscaping company of like 50 hours a week.
Yeah, so. it's a lot of time to put into for working, so I didn't get a lot of playtesting going into the tournament.
But you talked with Jeff Hoagland, a guy that you room with, kind of work a little bit with, and you got, what deck are you playing this weekend?
He hooked me up with his list, and I'm playing a Blue-White Spirits deck. It's a flash list with, you know, all the new spirits like Selfless Spirit and Spell Queller, and it goes with like Rattle Chains and, you know, Archangel Avacyn and stuff. So it's fun.
What do you see the format kind of moving to now? We had Green-White, you know, tokens and a bunch of Humans in the previous format. A lot of people see the format changing. Where do you see it going?
I think Spell Queller is going to have a really big impact on the format, so I'm not 100% sure where it'll go from here, but I think decks will start getting prepared to beat Spell Queller or hope to avoid it, which I don't think is a really good idea. So,
sure.
I'm hoping it'll be like similar to the last format, but have like a couple new archetypes pop out of it that, like the Flash deck type thing. So.
Okay. Well, you say you work a ton of hours. What do you do outside of Magic when you get a chance to relax?
I usually like to hang out with my friends and like go to the movies. I golf every once in a while. I play sports. Just a little bit of everything, like hiking. So it's just whatever I can do, whatever I can get my hands on. So.
Up there in New York, might take a round with Jim Davis. Those guys, they like to play some golf.
Yeah. Maybe at some point that'd be cool. He's in Long Island. It's quite a trip from like Poquag to Long Island, but maybe. Got to get some top 16 leaderboard antics there going on to the golf course. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
All right. Well, thanks for joining me here on the Sideboard. Stay tuned to StarCityGames.com all weekend long for the action here in Columbus.